All right, this is One Last Midnight. Welcome to a new game. It's called Dorfromantik. I don't know, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. It's a Swedish developer, and a very interesting game. Let me read you the description. Dorfromantik is a peaceful building strategy puzzle game that allows you to create beautiful and ever-growing village landscapes by placing tiles, explore a variety of colorful biomes, discover and unlock new tiles, complete quests to fill your world with life. You know, this game reminds me a lot of King Domino. I don't know if you guys have ever played King Domino or seen King Domino. Probably, if you have a kid, you probably have played King Domino, where your objective in King Domino is you've got these tiles and you're trying to match up like tiles in a row to be able to get some points associated to that and then to expand out your kingdom. This game is very similar to that, where you've got these tiles and you're trying to place tiles down in order to build up specific regions like a forest or the farmlands or a river or a city or a train track, I think is another one. Yeah, so you know, that this is, like I said, very similar in the concept of King Domino, where you're doing exactly the same thing, but on a much limited scale. So this game continues on. It's, you know, you keep continuing to place down pieces and trying to find the best combination of pieces to expand out your area. And as you go along, you wind up getting these little quests that are happening, like the one that you're looking at right now, which is to expand out the train track, right? And then the one I just did, which was the forest. And so what happens is when you complete these little missions, they call them missions or they call them quests, you get additional tiles to place down. So here's one that I'm about to complete, and you can see that I got almost 10 tiles for that. And so you continue to keep placing down tiles, and not all of these are going to give quests. And as you go farther and farther into the game, the quests get harder. That it's, instead of it wanting 1 or 3 combinations, it wants like 150 combinations. But if you build smartly, then you should have those combinations. There's a little bit of a trick to this whole puzzle game, in the sense that if you get a quest that is, let's say, you know, I'm right now I'm building out the forest, and then right next to that's farmlands. It looks like I have, what, 10 tiles in the farmlands, or pretty close to 10 tiles in the farmlands, and they're all connected together. If I get a quest that is for 5 tiles, and I already have a 10 tile combination on the farmland, it won't allow me to just auto-complete that. It'll force me to start a new area and then complete the tiles in that new area. So it's not like you can leverage existing tiles to 100%, because they'll throw a little curveball at you and they'll say, oops, you know, your tile chain is too large and we're not going to auto-complete it. You got to go start a new tile chain. That gets trickier later in game, because probably 80-90% is larger, but then they'll throw that curveball at you that says, oh, I just want a 5 tile chain or a 6 tile chain, and you're like, okay, I've only got 7 tiles left. How am I gonna build a 6 tile chain? So, you know, completing these missions are critical to be able to keep going. The game stops when you run out of tiles. So as long as you can continue to keep doing combinations and keep completing quests along the way, then you can go on for a long time. I think the leaderboard right now, the score was 27,000, and the max that I've ever gotten to is 7,000. So I can imagine that a 27,000 world is pretty large. My 7,000 world was pretty large. Other things you find along the way are special tiles. As you go farther and farther out, you'll start seeing these tiles off into the distance that are kind of highlighted. And here's an example of that. And if you get there, if you get within the 1 tile of it, then you'll get this bonus little tile area that has usually a huge unlock. And it probably gives you an enormous amount of points associated to that if you can complete it. I have yet to be able to complete one of those because it's pretty difficult to get out that far. So, you know, if you get that far and you're able to complete one of those, good for you. I have yet to do it. This is a fun little game. It's $9 right now. It's 10% off. It's in early access, so it's probably only going to get better. I doubt it's going to be any more than this. You know, maybe they're going to add more tile types or tile colors, or I can't see how they would add much more. It's going to be kind of interesting. They said that there is going to be kind of like a creative mode, so maybe that you can just place tiles without having the restriction of getting new tiles and stuff. And the fact that the tiles that they give you that are random is the biggest challenge, right? You don't know what you're going to get, and you're just going to have to place it. And it could be the worst tile ever, like 4 rivers coming together, and it doesn't match anything that you've got going on. So you've got to place it in a way that it's not going to stop your growth of other existing areas, but then again, it's you know, you can something that you can build into later. So, well, I hope you guys like the video. Like I said, I find this a really fun little game to play with. Dorfromantik, and I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. If not, sorry devs, because I may come up with something easier to pronounce, I guess. But they pronounce it Dorfromantik. I think they did. Fun little puzzler game, definitely worth the $9. It's got overwhelming reviews on Steam, and it's fun to just play for a little bit and be able to get out. It's a nice, relaxing kind of experience. So if you like this video, hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Would love to have you in the community. If you want to follow me on any of my social media, you can find the links in the description below, and make sure to hit that notification bell. That way you know when I go live and when I post new videos. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.